Hello, party people! Hello. It's Randy for Thunderhorse Descendant. I'm here today on Thursday. It's Thursday, right? Or is it Wednesday? No, I think it's Thursday. Jake says, I can't believe you don't know what day it is. It's Thursday. And on Thursday, we do live stuff. We actually do live stuff Monday through Friday, but here we are on Thursday. Hello, good morning. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Brooke. Hi, Rosanna. Hi, Donna. I'm early today, which is not generally a normal occurrence. But I was like, I gotta get up and get motivated. So anyways, here we are early. How are you guys doing? Bunsen is motivated this morning to do naughtiness. He's picking on Lily. Bunsen, stop picking on Lily. That's your dog. She loves you. Yeah, look, she just gave you kisses. Stop being mean. Cats. Too much. So, updates. What do we got going on this morning? So one of the updates that I wanted to make is we do have some new people who are participating in Found Objects Challenge. And so in the Found Objects Challenge, there's a little letter that comes with it. So if you are new and you're participating in Found Objects, please make sure that you're reading that so that you know how to put your things up online, because some of them are coming in and they're spectacular, but I'm not sure if they are found objects because they're not tagged. Because we have a lot of people who just share in our group just to share because we're sharing people, and I'm just like, are these just projects you're making or are these found objects projects? Good morning. Is this thing on? Nothing's moving. Can someone say something over here so I know it's working? It's not working. This is what happens when I get on early. The comments aren't moving. They're not popping up on the screen. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening. Are you saying anything? Maybe nobody's talking to me. It's early for sure. Okay, well, it must be working. Must be because it's early. Nobody's talking. There they are. Now they're coming on the screen. I was like, what's going on? Why is this thing not on? Good morning, Sandra. Yeah. So anyways, when you put your Found Objects Challenge up online, you just want to tag it Found Objects, plural, Objects Challenge, and with the hashtag, and then you can tag me just to make sure that I see it, because sometimes we have a lot of people who participate and I don't want to miss anybody. So I have been putting them on the list and then letting you know that you're on the list, and then I've been posting the updated list to the group so you know if you made it onto the list or not, which is spectacular because that's going to be, I think we got 2 weeks left. And we do Found Objects. On next week, we're going to have the Bead ticket live. So next Tuesday, we're going to have the Bead ticket live on Tuesday, and that is, I believe, I didn't look, but I want to say it's red tickets or maybe it's pink tickets. I have to look what color they are. But we'll have the Bead ticket live. I'm early to the live stream for once. Yeah, me too, Brooke. Me too. I'm early too. It's weirding people out. They're like, it's too early. So anyways, you've been collecting tickets. If you've been making orders from us, Bunsen, no, get down. No, get down. If you've been making orders from us, you've been getting tickets in your cards. And those are the tickets that we're going to draw to give away free stuff on Tuesday. I got to get this cat off of my printer. Hey, get down. He gets his little kitty hair in the printer reels or whatever, and then it skips when it prints. Good morning, PK. Good morning, Joanne. Good morning, Rosanna. She says, we are here. Okay. I was just making sure because it was being weird. I finally got to your website. Yay, Nancy. Did you find your stuff? I put it in the custom orders section under the beady part. So yeah, anywhoots. I did, you guys, if you want to start posting bargain bead box stuff in the group, I did open my box. I did the unboxing for September yesterday. In true Randy fashion, it's like September 20th. I finally opened mine. So I know what's in there now. And yeah. I don't know. I was thinking, okay, I gotta finish that August box. At this point, I'm not even concerned like when they come out. I'm like, they'll come out when they come out. I don't know. I gotta try to get them done though before it's pink. Yeah, it is. It's pink. Underwhelming. So here's the thing. It was a lot of round beads, which to me was like, huh, because they usually send like some round beads, but they usually send like some other kind of type of beads, and I'm just like, oh. I liked all the stones. I like rose quartz. I don't know. I was just like, okay. But I do have one plan, which I haven't put any of this out on the internet yet, but I do have one plan for all those 6mm rounds. So I was like, okay, that's kind of good. And I do have a plan when I saw those flower bead caps. I was like, okay, I have a plan for those. But yeah, I don't know. I usually do the plan. I like open the box and then I do the plan. Like I do the video and then I end the video and I start the video again and I do the plan. I didn't do that this time because it was nighttime and Bunsen was crying because it was time to eat. And I was just like, this is a lot of round beads. I don't know. Round beads aren't really my cup of tea. You know, I like weird beads, like weirdly shaped beads. I like different kind of things. And so I saw these round beads, and I don't know if I've just been making so much stuff that I'm just like, round beads? If I'm just like, round beads, totally threw me off. I was like, what are we going to do with round beads? But the thing is that I had some good ideas to do with the round beads, but they're all things that we've done before on the channel. Like one of those wrap bracelets. That would work really good for all those 6mm round beads, but I was like, we already made one of those. Actually, I think we made two. And then I had another idea of like just doing some like rosary chain type necklace, and then I'm like, we do that all the time. So I'm kind of trying to find like different frontiers. However, I was thinking, I recently got a book at Taylor's Falls, and it's called something about knots. So it's all about how to make knots. It's like Celtic knots and like different kinds of knots. And I was like, okay, so we got round beads. Maybe we could do like some kind of knotting, like with string, like not Ceylon, but like with some kind of string. And I was like, that's something we haven't really dove really too far into. So maybe that's something. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I got to think about that today. I was trying to read some of my old bead magazines this morning, but Mr. Bunsen just wasn't having it. He was just like, meow, meow. I was like, all right, sir. Then Jeff got up, and then we had to talk to him. We had to have coffee and whatnot, you know, talk about the plants. Good morning. Hi, Rita. Hi, Deborah. We've just seen it before. I wasn't wowed. It wasn't horrible, but it just wasn't wowed. Good morning, Karen. Dang. I keep hourglassing. What? I really like the bead box, but I'm a big fan of the color palette. And I used a lot of round beads. Oh. Good morning. I'd like a knotting book. A multi-strand necklace. Yeah, I thought about that too. I thought about using that round, I don't know if you guys notice this, but in all of my videos when I do a box, at the end, I'll be like, oh, I really liked this one thing, and then like I could have done without this one thing from the box. It's just a thing I've always done. I don't know why I do that, but I do. And the one thing that I picked out that I was like, oh, I could do without this in that box was the big pink quartz pendant. Not because it's not nice, it's very nice. It's just I'm not a fan of that shape, the go-go shape or whatever they're calling that. And I was just like, oh. But it's kind of like a donut, kind of. It's like a lopsided donut. And I like donuts, so I was like, okay, Randy, you could do it. So then I was thinking, oh, maybe I could do multi-strand on that as like a focal and like just really do like a big statement piece. But I just don't know how I feel about it. Howdy. Hello. Hi, Kristen. Is Mary here? I haven't seen Mary this morning yet. Hello. Happy first day of fall. Yeah, it feels like fall here in Minnesota. Me and Jeff are just outside on the deck or the patio. And it's cold out there. I gotta have to bring my plants in. I probably should have brought them in a while ago, but I didn't. Good morning, it's raining here. Oh. Yeah, so, I don't know, I opened it and I was just like, okay, I just left it down on the mat. And I was like, I'll just think about this situation. So, it's still hot here. So I'm just thinking about that. I talked to my mom yesterday. My mom went to her last appointment and she got to ring the bell for her breast cancer situation. So she got all checked out. And so that was good. So she's in Arizona right now. She went back to Casa Grande. And I asked her what she was doing. And she said that she was packing and she's selling her house. So I was like, okay. So I don't know. I mean, I get it. She doesn't want to stay down there where all of the murdering and whatnot happened. I get it. So she's selling her house. She said she had a realtor coming that day and she was going to pack up and she was leaving. So I was like, okay, where are you going? She's going to Montana. She's going to Montana to go be with the Thunder Ponies and my sister. I think she said she was looking at a place over there where my sister lives. And so I was like, yeah, it's probably best because you're always over there trying to be with the little babies. So you might as well just go over there. Yeah. Several things that I thought would make nice big statement pieces. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I don't like it. I do like it. I just have to think about it because, I don't know, my brain is so wrapped up in like different designs. Maybe we need to just go back to basics. I'm not sure. Sometimes that happens to me. I get so far out there, I'm like, wait a minute, let's just come on back to reality. Just got back from my last internal treatment. Yay, Lori! Good for you, lady. My sister sold her house in Casa Grande this past spring. We're going to accept Thunder Mama, but no one else. Oh, in Montana? Yeah, so that's what she's doing. I'm glad you got some good news. Hooray! It's going to be a lot colder than Arizona. Yeah, well, my mom hasn't lived in Arizona very long. And we used to live in North Dakota and here in Wisconsin, like, area, so I think, like, she was like, oh, well, she had to move over there because her doctors were there. She was, like, seeing a special doctor. And also my aunts and cousins were there, and so it was, like, a whole thing. And so she went down there. But now I think she said she's out. She can't do it. Yeah, my sister lives in Fairview. So one sister lives in Fairview. And then, I don't know if I told you this, my other sister's house burned down. Yeah, so Carly lives in Fairview, and Katie kind of lives, like, almost in Sydney, but she bought her house. She bought her house, and then, like, a week later, they weren't even moved into it yet, and it burned. It got all burnt up. and they're still not in there. So they've been going through that for like over a year, I think. And my sister's in the military, so it was fine because she had to go to Fort Leonard Wood for some sergeant training, and then but then her grandpa, because we have different dads, her grandpa passed away, so then she had to leave Fort Leonard Wood, come back, and then her house still wasn't done. It was a whole thing. And she's still not over there yet. So I don't know if mom's going to go over there and help out with that situation or what. Yeah. So anyways, that's the goings-ons over here. Shannon is gone today. So if you were not here when I first started the live, if you are new to the FOC, please make sure that you're doing the tags and you're posting your before and your after photos. So we're supposed to have a before picture, a picture of what you got, and then a picture of what you made. You can add more pictures, of course, but you want to make sure you have at least those two, because I download the photos from the internet and then I put them into a YouTube video at the end so that we can see everybody's in one long video, like a photo montage of the before and afters. And I do that after we pick the winner. So just make sure that you have that, because in order to get on the list, you have to have that. Okay. And then also, people post in our group just because they post in our group, because we're a fun group and people just post their projects. And so I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is an FOC. I'm pretty sure it is. So if you just tag it, and so then I could know if it's FOC, that would be great, so that I don't have to guess or ask you or message you or whatever, because I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is an FOC project. So that I can get you on the list, but I have been updating the list and I have been sharing the updated list so you can see if you're on it. Yeah, so about that. And then I'm going to do shipping today. I got a few orders in the queue. Shannon is not here. She is traveling with her grandma, because, you know, we don't say no to the grandmas. The grandmas called up and said they wanted to leave a day early on the trip, and Shannon was so freaked out. She was like, she already booked the hotel. I was like, go, Shannon. Live your life. One of us has to. Whatever. We don't say no to grandmas. Go ahead. Go. And she was just like, I'm going to come in and do the shipping. And I'm like, okay. And then she did the shipping. And then she was like, I'm going to move some stuff. And I was like, why don't you leave? So then she was like, okay, I'm going to leave. So Shannon's gone with her grandma. They do trips. That's their thing. I think that's really cool. My grandma, she doesn't do trips. I wish she would do trips, but she doesn't. My grandma doesn't leave the farm. Like, literally. Hardly ever. She went to my cousin's wedding and spent the night in South Dakota at Deadwood, but that was like the extent of it. And I have to tell you, I was quite angry about it because she wouldn't come to my graduation, and it was in Bismarck, which is only 4 hours away, and she didn't even have to spend the night. But whatever. I am looking at Florence, which is the west side under Missoula. What? The other side of the state where Rosanna lives. I am on the southern eastern part of the state, closer to Wyoming. Mm-hmm. You need more cups in the store. Cups? Oh, cups. I'm reading this backwards. I don't know why I do that. I shouldn't do that. I'm like reading up, and then I'm like, wait a minute, what's happening? Okay, so let's see, other announcements. Oh, I got a message saying that my heat press is maybe going to be delivered today, so I'm excited about that. If it does get delivered today, I might have Jefferson help me set up the printer. So I'm going to have to convert my printer. Takes a lot of hours to get across Montana. Montana is really big. Good morning, Rebecca. I need a smashing cup. Oh, I just had the most wonderful idea, Heather. What if it just said smashing and then it just looked like broken cement all over the whole cup? That's pretty legitimate. I don't know how many coffee. Do you want to know that I broke probably 4 coffee pots? Pots, not pots, you know, like for the coffee maker. Coffee pots. I broke like 4 of those this year. And Jeff broke 1. So technically I only broke 3. Anyway, oh, I was gonna say, I was gonna have Jefferson maybe help me set up my table. I have to convert my printer. So I talked about this the other day about converting the printer. So I have an Epson EcoTank printer for sublimation. So I bought this printer brand new. I bought it with my waitressing money when I was out on the farm. I don't know if you guys saw those videos if you're new here. I had to go home for a while when my grandpa was getting his cancer treatments. And so I was doing farm stuff. And while I was out there, I was also waitressing at my family owns a restaurant in North Dakota. And so with all my tips, I bought this really snazzy Epson EcoTank printer. And I got it with the intention of turning it into a sublimation printer. And so I'm going to convert it, hopefully this weekend. It's pretty easy to convert. Oh, Danielle has one. Good. Now, Danielle, let me ask you. Here's the thing I'm worried about. They keep talking about the lines need to be cleaned if you convert a printer. You have to clean the lines on your printer. If you have an actual sublimation printer, you don't really need to like clean it. But if you convert one, you have to clean it, and I gotta look into that because you know I'm gonna forget about that. I had to set an alarm on my phone to clean my Dyson filtery thing, and sometimes I ignore it. It'll go off, it'll be like, clean the Dyson filter, and I'm like, did I really do all that vacuuming to this month? Do I need to clean that thing? More than that, about 7 or 8 hours. Yeah, it takes 8 hours to get across North Dakota. That much I do know because we live in Minnesota and we drive basically to the border of North Dakota on the other side. So it takes 8 hours, actually, to get all the way to the other side, I would say it takes about 9 hours to get across North Dakota. And Montana is even bigger than that. What is a sublimation printer? Do you use it with regular ink? No. Okay, so a sublimation printer, so it's just a printer that I bought, but basically sublimation, and me and Shannon were talking about Christmas before she left yesterday, and I have the perfect idea. I'm so excited. Anyway, basically the sublimation printer, it makes like, you see how this is in the cup? Okay, this right here is my Jesse James shirt from wherever, last camp, whatever camp I did. This right here is vinyl. It's not in the fabric of the shirt, it lays on top of it. Sublimation is when it goes into the fabric or it goes into the cup. Like this is sublimation. So if you wash it, scrub it, it's permanent, it never comes off, it's not going to be like weird, it's not going to peel or lift up. So that's what sublimation is, and you can sublimate on all kinds of different types of things. But in order to do that, you have to have a special printer that uses special sublimation ink onto special sublimation paper, and you have to use a heat press that's at least 400 to 450 degrees to heat press it in. And then you have your items, right? So I have the printer. I have ordered the ink. So you can't put regular ink in the printer and then put sublimation ink in the printer because it doesn't work. So you have to have a specific printer reserved for this. The eco printers are easy to convert because they have that you fill up the ink. They don't have cartridges like you normally would put in a printer because you can't get sublimation cartridges. You get them in a bottle. It's like a bottle of ink. So if you have an eco printer, which is supposed to save you on ink, that's why they make them, for you to just refill, then you can get one that's new and you can just put sublimation ink in it, and then it can be your sublimation printer. So you're basically going to create on whatever system you're going to use. So I do have Cricut, you know, they're like design studio. I have that, and then they do like a print then cut, right? So you should be able to do a print then cut, or whether you use Silhouette or you use Cricut or whatever you're using. So you should be able to print then cut, flip your image so it is mirroring, and then print it out in the sublimation printer with the sublimation ink on the sublimation paper, and then basically just like iron on to your surface. That's the idea. So I'm really excited about it. I've been collecting parts and pieces, and now it sounds like the heat press is finally going to get here, because the heat press was like $300. I got a bundle. So no, like with tax and everything, it was like a sale bundle. It was like 200 and whatever something dollars. So I have that. And then if you wanted to do cups and stuff, like, so this is just like, it's just a flat, basically like a really big iron, right? But if you want to do cups and stuff, they have different ones for that. However, I don't have a microwave, and we have a little tiny oven, right, that I got at a thrift store for $9, and it goes up to 450 degrees. And I've seen people who will use their oven, but the thing is that if you have anything that you're doing sublimation on, it has to be just for sublimation, because when sublimation gets hot, it turns into a gas. So you can't like bake a casserole and then put your cup in there, because you're going to get toxic gas fumes in your oven. So, but if you had like one of these little ovens you could buy at the thrift store, I've seen people do it online, where then they just like bake it in to the cup or to whatever ceramic thing you're doing. We shall see. But I'm excited about that. If you don't use regular ink in it and you use sublimation ink, there's no need to clean it. Well, that's good, because I was going to forget about that. You need to use polyester. It does not work on cotton, but there are products you can treat cotton with to use for sublimation. Yeah, so my idea, one of the ideas that I want to do for the Christmas, I'll tell you one of the things, hopefully if it works. So me and Shannon were talking about the Christmas. We've decided, so if you missed out on this whole situation, our Christmas, we're going Dolly Parton Christmas, right? Have a holly dolly Christmas. That's how we're going this year. So I'm a weirdo, and I put my Christmas tree up like the day of Halloween, like the day after Halloween. I don't care. It's lovely. I have a black Christmas tree, so it doubles as a Halloween tree and then a Christmas tree. So it's already up, and I'm like, yay, and I start decorating it. So we're going Holly Dolly Christmas this year. Dolly Parton Christmas. I'm so excited. Rhinestones and the whole bit. So me and Shannon were talking, and we decided we're going to do we're going to do, did we decide on 10 or 12? I think it was 10. I think it was 10 days of Christmas. Because if you are unaware, I shut down Thunderhorse Descendant starting on usually the 15th of December. So I'm here, just me, and then I have Shannon, and I'm just like a little small business. And so the Christmas time is when I take my vacation, and I go home and I stay with my grandma for like 2 weeks, and we go and we take all the animals and all this stuff, and that's like when we do our vacation time. So about the 15th of December, I shut down the whole works. It's been a little different these days because I have Shannon, and Shannon has to work. So sometimes we're not here, but she'll come and like do stuff, but not like online stuff. So anyway, so we were talking about the Christmas, and one of the ideas that I had was making one of like a Dolly Parton quote, like a quote. She has lots of quotes, you know, like, it costs a lot of money to look this cheap, or, you know, like, whatever, you know, she has a bunch of quotes. So we make a little tea towel, and I use my sublimation printer, and I make it on the tea towel. So you get the tea towel, right, and then you get a little frame, and then you get this little bag of stuff that you're then going to put your tea towel in the frame with your Dolly Parton quote, and then you're going to decorate your frame with your hot glue or your E6000 with all these like old antique like pins and like sparkly bits, and you're going to like deck up your frame. So that was one of our ideas for Christmas. But this year's Christmas is going to have a lot of swan crystals because it's Dolly Parton. A lot of swan crystals, a lot of different types of sparkly rhinestone things. I'm super excited. The color of the Holly Dolly Christmas would be tinsel pink from the 1950s, bluish teal Christmas colors. Yep, PK, you're on it. So Melissa has already made our Holly Dolly logo for the year, and it is pink and blue for the most part. It's pink and blue butterflies, and I thought I shared it. Maybe I didn't. So it's like sparkles and tinsel and pink and blue butterflies and just all the Holly Dolly things. Super excited about it. I can't wait to see your tree. Oh, my tree is a smash hit every year. We pick a theme and then we decorate it. We had Johnny Cash Christmas. We had Elvis Christmas. We always go with musicians because it's great. Because they always have a music. They always have like an album, right, to go with it, which we can't play on the internet, but you can listen to it in your head. So I'm super excited about it. The funny part about all that is also I start early because I'm not even ever here for Christmas. I'm always at home on the farm. So I do all this and then I'm not even here. I will PM you some good videos to help you with getting your sublimation printer set up. Okay, great. That would be wonderful. Are you doing a coffee cup this year? I'm going to put a coffee cup in the merchandise shop that you could order if you wanted. But it's not going to be involved in the 10 days of Christmas. So our idea for the 10 days of Christmas is that we're going to do, so we always do them on morning coffee, like a project. So I'm actually going to plan them out, and we've made a list of all the things we got to get. And so we're going to do one. The idea is to start on the 1st of December and go until the 16th because that's a Friday. So we counted all the business days and stuff, and we don't do it on Monday because we have a sale, you know. So it'll go till the 16th. So every day, not including Mondays, we would do these little projects. So they're just little projects because, you know, like during the Christmas, everybody's busy, you know, but sometimes they need a gift. But they're busy because I'm busy decorating my tree and doing whatever. And so we just make like one project that we can make in 1 hour on the morning coffee, and we do one every day. And so you just would get your little bag of stuff for the projects, for the 10 projects. So no coffee cup. However, I did find some really cool like little fun things, like little fun Dolly Parton things that I'm like, oh, everybody needs this. So I'm excited about it. What is your color scheme for the Holly Dolly? The color scheme for the Holly Dolly is pink and blue. Pink and blue, pink and blue. Pink and blue and teal probably, and silver. Pink and blue and teal and silver. I was like, maybe like this. So yeah, like not normal Christmas colors, but we're, you know, not normal. Last year our Christmas was black. Do we purchase the bags? Yeah, so once we get everything together, we would then just put it on the website and it'd be like, get your Christmas bundle, and then you would just buy it. And it would have all the projects. I'm gonna make the projects, I'm gonna start making the projects so that I know exactly what we need to have, and then, yeah. I think as long as it bar clay can have any color. She shines like new money. Yeah, as long as it's sparkly. That's the color scheme. Sparkly. All right, y'all. I've just been blabbering on. Let's do some stuff. Just just giving away all my Christmas secrets. Jefferson just laughs at me because he says you can't keep any secrets, Randy. You're just really bad at it. You just like to give away all the surprises. And I'm just like, yes! I know. Okay, I'm gonna move this a smidgy so you can see me. Okay, so we're gonna do a something here. We're gonna do something. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something. I get really excited about Christmas because it always has a theme. I love a theme. I really do. I love a theme. Good morning. Hi, Susan. Okay. This is what we have on our mat. I don't know if you guys can see. If you were here yesterday, we made a bracelet. We're going to make something today. I don't know what. Let's just start by looking at what we got here. And we'll just start with that. I gotta do some beading today. I gotta record some videos. Things and stuff. These are large hole. These are kind of large hole. Will you have a Christmas kitty by then? I hope so. I don't know what. Jordan had a thing. She's in volleyball and she's got things and stuff going on. We have a wedding on the 9th that we're gonna attend, and we will be traveling for that. So I can only assume that it'll be after that. Okay, so these fit on this piece of leather. Does this fit on? Yes. Does this fit? Kinda. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I like that. So yeah, anyway, I'm excited about all those things. So I'm gonna start working with Jeff. Not my Jeff, Bead Jeff. Bead Jeff has a whole bunch of swan crystal stuff. I'm thinking that I could maybe make a deal. Let's make a deal, you know, that kind of thing. That kind of business. Okay, what do I want to do here? What do I want? Jakey is over there laying in the sun, trying to have a lovely morning, I guess. Everybody's so tired now that they've gotten up. These animals around here, they get up so early and then they start bothering me, and I'm just like, hey. And then they're like, oh, okay, it's time for us to all have naps now. Let's have some naps. I like this. Do I have a silver one of this? I have a button. I have a clasp. Do I have a little clasp? Yes, I do. It's too little. I don't like that. Okay, that might be interesting. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. I just be talking to myself. Do I want to make these the same color? I think I should use maybe I should use a dark brown. But I already have this one cut. I will use both, because why not? I heart the big lobster clasp. Good. Mine do the same thing. They get up early and then they go nap after breakfast. Yeah, and then here you are, just still awake. It's like, hey man. You gotta make some more coffee? I know, my coffee's cold. I don't know what I can do about it. Alright, so I don't know what we're doing here, but we're just doing stuff. want this to fit on there. Is it gonna fit? I hear Jeff on the phone. I think he's going to the cities today. He's supposed to be going to buy a suit for our wedding. Not our wedding, for the wedding we're going to. And he said he's gonna go get a suit. And I was like, cool, get a blue one. But you know Jeff's colorblind. So then he was asking me, all these questions last night. I don't really want to tie a knot right here. Let's do like a wire thing. Ooh, some square wire. Don't mind if I do. I gotta clean this desk, you guys. It's a wreck. So yeah, we'll see what he comes back with, if he comes back with anything. Sometimes he says that he's gonna do that, and then he comes back and he's like, I need you to come with me. So we'll see. I'm gonna use a little bit of 21 gauge square wire here just to wrap this up, because why not? It's quite excessive piece of wire there, Randy. Let's just trim that back. Trying to see where I'm at here. So yeah, I don't know if he's gonna go or what he's doing. Sounds like that's what he's doing. So sometimes I try to pretend that I don't know that Jeff's a roofer, because he always sends me these crazy pictures from on top of roofs of buildings, because he does commercial roofing. So like he goes to cities and he goes on like skyscrapers and stuff. Drives me insane. And then he sends me pictures and I'm like, I would like to just pretend that you're on the ground. Please stop sending me photos, because I'm scared of heights. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this and tuck it into this leather right here. And I need to go a smidgy more. They're colorblind. It is funny when they ask each other what color things are. Yeah, Jeff and his brother are also colorblind. His brother's also colorblind. Griffin. Poor Griffin is worse off than Jeff, though, I think. Okay, I'm gonna go back on this. I'm gonna make it messy. If that bothers you, don't look. Okay. Boop. All right. Let's squish this down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I want to use this, but I think I might have to put a bead on here first or something. Maybe not. Let me see. Happy birthday. Wait, whose birthday? Mary's birthday? Jefferson would come back with a 1970s prom suit. He's got a different kind of style. He likes that kind of thing. Yeah, see, this is problematic. Hey, what if I put this over here? Dang, it slides off. Okay, so let's do... So I gotta put something right here that is going to stop this from falling off. Like what? Guess I could put this and then it would not slide, but then I'll have metal next to metal and I don't want that. Could put this here and then it would not be able to slide. Maybe I'll put it on the other side so I can run back through it. So I should be able to run through there twice with all these cords. Yeah. Okay, we'll try that on the other end. You just started and I like it already. Well, good. Oh, I could wait. Does this fit on there? I still think we should put that on the other end. Is going to be a big knot. What if I only tied two of these together? What if I went like this instead? Does that work? That makes the knot a lot less chunky, which is kind of good. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so does that mean I can get these through here? Sorry, I'm in the trenches. I can't read your comment right now. So one, my brown one got tangled up in there. I don't think I like this. It makes the knot a lot less like chunky, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Hold on a second. I need to start my FOC. It's been sitting there. Oh. Let me try this way. Right there, I can see it. I know it fits in there. Patience is the key. There we go. Okay. would like it to be like that, but I don't know that it would stay like that. If we're being honest about it. Try this. That knot's too big. It's got too much strength in it. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. How about braiding it? That's an interesting concept. Okay, and then am I going to be able to put this guy on here? Again, with the sliding situation. Okay. Again, with the sliding situation, I guess. Let's do... There we go. Okay, and I need a link. Small link on the other side. I'm sorry, sorry. I'm glad I'm not the only one who talks to myself while I'm crafting. Trust me, it's not just you. Okay, now, how are we going to work this out? Okay, we'll just tie a knot in it. Run it down the other side. These are the kind of projects that I think are fun. It's like a puzzle. It's like, how are we going to make this work? Ideally, I would like to put this through this ring, which should work. Okay, so we gotta put some little bits and pieces on this thing. I like where we're going with this. My husband often says, sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't hear you. Oh, Bonnie's doing swearing. I was like, what's that say? Oh my goodness. Bonnie, wasn't it you who said you were going in for your surgery yesterday? Was that you who said that? I just caught it at the very tail end. Whoever said it, but they said at the very tail end of yesterday's live. Yeah, if I'm talking to myself, I'm just like, don't mind me, we're having a board meeting. I'm a small business, work for myself. No, it wasn't you? It was somebody. Taper these in with this little dealy bobber here. I could put some different one on here, silver one. Got a whole mixed metal situation going on here. Yeah. This one doesn't want to fit. Come on, you're gonna be a beautiful bracelet. Get it together, man. There you go. Oop. This one must be. Shiesty. Okay, and then on this side, I think I will, do I have a little charm of some kind? Let me see what kind of charms I got out here. I love this. I need to try knotting something. Sorry, I'm just a big old wreck. This is what it looks like when I'm doing beading and nobody's watching. I'm just like, is this gonna work? No, just throw it over here in this pile. I like this. I want to have maybe a little something different on this side, like this little charm guy. That would look cute, and I could just tie him on there. Or this one. Let's see. Which one do I like better? dangly bells. This one is just kind of like, I don't know, I like him a little better. Where's my other plier? I cannot find it, so I guess I'll just use this one. I think I like this one because it also has blue. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm sure it looks really dark on the map, but this one has blue and red in it. And I think that just kind of, I don't know, I like it better, I guess. I should have punched a hole in this guy. That's what I should have done. But, you know, next time. There's always tomorrow. Okay. I think I might have to keep the loop on here to get him to hang straight, though. Maybe not. Let me try it. See if I can remember that fishing knot my dad taught me. Jesus. The hangman's knot, right? All right, if this was a fishing hook, you would go down, start at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not gonna get 7 on there. And run it up towards the top. What do I get for not paying attention when I'm little? I don't love it. If I could remember how to do the knot, it'd probably be cute. But I remember to do the hangman's knot, you just like spin it and then you like wrap it around 7 times, then you lick the string and then you pull it. That's not going to work in this situation. If it would have been great. Did you know that I was going to start my own line of fishing lures? I still might do that. One day, when I have enough money to do things that I want to do with my company, I'm going to start my own line of fishing lures. And I need one of those twisted jumpers. It's going to be smashing. Did I take all those downstairs? I would not have done that, but no. I'm gonna dip all, well, I can't tell you my secrets. I can't tell you my fish and lure secrets. There's some secrets I'll tell, but not that one. Maybe if I read that knot book, we'd be doing better. Oh, when I got that knot book, I thought of Rosanna because she was doing the Celtic festival, and there's a bunch of Celtic knots in that knot book that I was talking about earlier. I tried one. It was kind of intimidating. It was like, because you gotta like hold all the things down and tie in and do all kinds of stuff. I was like, okay, I can do it. Yeah, don't get mad at me about all this leather because I will use it in another project. I just thought I was going to do 4 strands on this, but that didn't work out. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. Really, Jake Rooney. Okay, now I need a cool bead for this side. So I got red on this side, and I could do blue. This one is kind of interesting. If it's gonna fit. Not gonna fit. Sorry, I'm looking for the perfect bead. You know how that goes. Ooh, a teal one. Does that fit? I like that one. Teal and maybe also another red one. Okay. All right. Sorry, I was like concentrating. Oh. I see you guys are just keeping yourselves occupied. I would love the knotting book. I can show it to you. I have the shelf over there. Okay, so here's what we ended up with. I'm quite happy with it. By using the links, you can get 2 sizes if you want. So this would probably be me. Where's my cone? Let's zoom you out a little bit. So this is the smaller size. Yeah, probably exactly me, 6 1/4. So that's how big my wrist is 6 1/4. And this will probably give a little bit. But then when you go to the next size up, you're gonna get exactly 7. Yeah, exactly 7. So that worked out pretty good. You got all your little bits and pieces. I love it. Let's try it on. Because once leather and suede lace gets warmed up, you know, on the skin, it does give a little bit. It'll stretch a little bit. I'm not too terribly worried. I always struggle with this part. Because I want to put it in the, there we go. Oh, ooh, I dig it. Let me show you that on that. So I got all my little bits and pieces. Super fun. So if I was to keep this and I was gonna wear it, I would probably take this one off, because then I wouldn't have that on there, because it's a lot of things, but I quite enjoy it. And it makes bell noises. Super good. I like it. But yeah, so I got 2 sizes, and I got to use that little chunky, this thing. I really wanted to use that, so that's good. I like it. It's very interesting. So there we go. What was I going to show you? Oh, my knot book? Okay, hold on. Let's see. Knot book. Where did you go? Celtic knots for beading jewelry. Yay for noise. I know, right? I love your bead choices. It will stretch. Yeah, it'll stretch a little bit, but you know, I was kind of concerned about having, sorry, you guys can't see me, about having bits and pieces on both sides, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it more than I thought that I would. But yeah, I'll dig it. Very fun. I think this also could do, like, it could do unisex too if it wanted to. Either way. So, I really like that one a lot. I think I like this one better than the one we made yesterday. Not sure. Okay, here's the book. Dibs if you sell it. Okay, here's the book. It's called Celtic Knots for Beaded Jewelry. I'm going to try and zoom out a little bit more. Well, that's too much. About as good as it's going to get on this messy counter. So it's called Celtic Knots for Beaded Jewelry by Susan Milladot. And I bought it from Jeff at the bead store for $6, but I'm sure you can find it online. So I'll show you the one I tried to make. So this just talks about Celtic knots and some of their meanings and la-di-da-di. So this was, I think, the easiest one. This is the first one. Preparing your cords, tying knots. Yeah, this is the one I tried to do. Button and braid knots. And so here's the little diagram. This is the easiest one in the book. It has this gal down here doing all of the things, and she suggests pinning it to a cork board so that you can know what you're doing, which would make sense. Of course, I didn't do that because I was like, oh, it's fine. I'm sure I could just do it. No. So I tried this. It was an epic fail, but I am confident that I might be able to do it in the future. So here she is again talking about, this is the part that wigged me up. You got to have loops that you are temporary loops. I don't know if you guys can see that. Temporary loops that you put on. And then you take, but then you take the loops out. You tighten the loops up. It's a whole thing. So I'm like, okay. But look at her beautiful jewelry she made with the knots in there. Just knotting in the beads, and I thought, oh, that'll be fun. That would be cool. And she made all, this is all the same knot. So that was that one. And then I think there was another. I don't know, man. There's some serious knot work going on in this book. It looks fun, but I don't know, because I'm not really like a macrame-er either. Like, I don't really like participate in doing a lot of macrame. Or I just never have really got into macrame, I guess. To me, this is kind of macrame-ish. But I was like, okay, we might explore this for jewelry making because, you know, I mean, she's making jewelry and it looks nice. Like some of these are kind of easy. Like this one's like a braid that you put beads on. That seems pretty easy. Yeah, see now she's got props. She's got a jar. This is called a Turkish head knot. You be in love with macrame? Those diagrams give me a headache. By the way, there are none of those big brass trade beads on the website. Dang it. Okay, I'll have to look into that, Rosanna. I know we have them. We probably just haven't transferred them over yet. Sorry. Yeah, and then look at these. These are cool. So it's like a bracelet. I'm sorry, I'm trying to show you this. Let me move this camera up. Give it a little more of a tilt. So this is like all knotted. It's like a big knot. They have a heart and a flower, which is kind of cool. And then they just like put a button in the middle, and this is supposed to tell you how to do it. To me, I don't know. That's cool. I like that. I would do it with like fabric though. You know, like your old T-shirt fabric that you like cut up into strips, because I think that would look cool. Or what's that other stuff? The sari silk. I don't know if that's possible. But I bought this book because I have tons of this cord here that they're using. This is the Chinese silk cord, silk ragtail cording kind of deal. Yeah. So anyway, I thought it was interesting. It was something I hadn't tried before. Oh yeah, look at these. Aren't those nice? Those are nice. Rosanna, you can be selling the crap out of these at the whatever fair, the Celtic fair. And they have a cross. So it gets more intricate, you know. I don't know. I'm scared. Be honest with you, I'm a little scared. Here's some more books that they, this is an old book. I think it's from like the 90s. They have mentioned some other books here. Celtic glass painting, polymer clay greeting cards, rubber stamped greeting cards, the introduction to macrame, crystal beaded jewelry, Chinese knots for beaded jewelry. Oh, so they got different ones. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. I wonder how the Chinese knots are different from the, I mean, clearly they're Celtic and Chinese. They're clearly different. I don't know. But anyways, that's this book. There was one left, so I just got it. Of this book? Easier to brush my horse's manes. Yeah, so anyway, I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe I'll try some of this stuff with the bargain bead box rounds, like some bracelets and stuff, because I mean round beads seem to be it with the knotting situation, you know, instead of having like, I can only assume because like oddly shaped beads probably make your knots and stuff like not even. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway. I'm very happy with my bracelet. I'm glad we made it. We're gonna make another bracelet tomorrow, or something with all the rest of this stuff that's on this mat. This one is cool. I like it a lot. I'm glad we made it. Anyways, guys, I am gonna jump off here. What do I gotta do today? I gotta edit. Oh, I have a video coming out at 10:30. It is the Halloween necklace that I made with the BB craft stuff that I showed yesterday, the unboxing. I made a really super cute Halloween necklace with it. So that's coming out at 10:30. And I'm going to do recording of August bargain bead box stuff today. I got what is the name of your gemstone book? The name of my gemstone book is, what is it? Okay, so if you're looking for some good reference books, these are the tried and true reference books that I use, that a lot of people get. So this one is the Bead Power one, A Magical Journey into the World of Beads. This one is my favorite that I use as a diary because this one is a coloring book. And I really love this one a lot. It talks about beads, bead history, but also it's fun and interactive, and it does give a few little projects in the back and some rituals if you're interested. Highly recommend. This one is by Carolyn Manzi, The Bead Power, A Magical Journey into the World of Beads. That's like my journal. And then the Bead Bible is the Book of Stones, Who Are They and What They Teach. This one is the one that I get at Taylor's Falls. This is the one that Taylor's Falls uses. It is $29.95. I think you can get it on the internet. It's by Robert Simmons and Naisha Ashani. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But anyways, I like this book specifically because, I move this out of the way. I like this book because in here you have two different people, and for each stone, so it tells about, like what it's made out of and la-di-da-di. And then it'll say Robert Simmons and his take on the meaning. And then if you keep going to each stone, it'll give then what's-her-face's opinion, and then she talks about the spiritual, the emotional, the physical, and the affirmation that goes along with each stone, whereas he talks more about the scientific things and more like history type things about each stone. So I find that to be very interesting. And then for each stone that's in here, they have a keyword, an element, and a chakra that relates to it up here in the front. And so if you're using stones for like selling items, you know what I mean? Like this is kind of good to have because then you could look up your stone and you could like see the keywords that are associated with it. So this is Argonite, and the keywords are expansion of consciousness, body and spirit transformation, infusion of divine fire, enhancement of capabilities, and then the element is fire. The chakras are all including the etheric chakra. So that's for all the stones. So I really like that. The Book of Stones, Who Are They and What They Teach Us by Robert Simmons and Naisha Ashani. I think that's how I say her name, but I'm not sure. So that's that one. This is Animal Totems and Gemstones in the Kingdom. So this is one that I also got at Taylor's Falls. But a lot of people reference this one because this one gives you an example of what animals go with what stones. So it has them listed like coyote and malachite, and then it gives the reasons for why coyote and malachite go together. It gives affirmations. It gives a message from coyote. So this is more like animal speak and gemstones together, which is very interesting. And all these books that I have, I like them. The reasons I use them is because they all coincide, even though they're written by completely different people. Like the meanings of these stones are the same, basically the same meanings that are used in that other book of stones, so they're not like completely different. And the meanings of these animals are the same meanings of the animals that I'm reading about in this book, Animal Speak. So I like that, so I can use them all as reference. So this one is Animal Speak, The Spiritual and Magical Powers of Creatures Great and Small. This one is by Ted Andrews. Ted Andrews also has a lot of other books that I have on my wish list that I haven't gotten yet. Jake is very vocal today. Yeah. But this one I really like for totems, for animal totems. So this one is more like native, like more Native American. But like I said, what they're saying in here is the same thing that they're saying in this one, which is, that's why I like these two together. This one has a little more like, talks about kind of like the actual animal and its traits, and then how that coincides into like the spiritual and the mystical power type of it for like totems. So I like that than this one does. This one just focused more on like how they coincide with the stones, but both are good. And then this one is one that was recommended to me by Bead Jeff. This one is a bead history, and Bead Jeff, not my Jeff, but Bead Jeff, who owns the bead store, he suggested this one to me, and this one actually used to be his. This one is by Peter Francis Jr. It's older, but he says that he likes this one for bead history because it gives actual photos of things. And this is one of the only guys, this Peter, he's one of the only guys who will actually say in print, like, these are from the 1800s. These are from late 1700s. Because a lot of people will just reference, like, oh, this is sometime in the 1700s. And he said, Jeff said that's because, like, a lot of people don't want to be challenged in, like, the history, you know, how the history people are. You know what I mean? So this guy will actually say, like, these are from the 1900s. This is from the whatever dynasty, like, and so that is more clarifying for people who are really into history and, like, that type of stuff. So this one is called Peter Francis Jr. Beads of the World, a collector's guide with price references. So this one is older. This, I think, was written in the 80s. Jeff marked this out as he got it in March of 1995, so it must be in 1990s. Copyright 1994. So I mean, it's older, but I don't know. Everything I've read in here is pretty legit. So this talks about like different wars and different beads and how they came to the countries and what these types of things mean, and you know how many of them were like made, or you know, like different stuff like that. And I like that it does have the real photos of the beads. So you can get this one fairly cheap on like eBay or something because it is so old, from 1994. But I do like that if you are looking into beads and like what countries they're from and like different stuff like that, it's very helpful. Reference Beads of the World by Peter Francis Jr. Oh, and then this is my next up. This is what I have on the docket, and I have had this for a while. I haven't got into it yet, but this is 2 Centuries of Costumes in America from 1620 to 1820. So there's a bookstore around here that has some very interesting beads. So I just wanted to kind of look at these things. So when we're talking about doing like certain kinds of jewelry, this talks about costumes or attire and what kind of attire, like which people were wearing certain kinds of jewelry, who had jewels, who didn't, like different stuff like that. It's mostly about clothes, but you know, jewelry always gets, any kind of accessories always gets wrapped up in there. So I'm excited to, yeah, let's talk about caps and beavers in the colonial days. So like as an example, we just talked about Russian blue beads, right? So Russian blue beads came into play in Russia because Russians were making caps and furs that went around the neck, you know, and like all these different like very hidey-tighty types of garments for the royals in Russia at the time, and people of high society in Russia, and they killed all of the small animals. Like they almost extinct all of the small animals in Russia in the 1700s. So that's how they got going to Alaska for pelts and getting into the pelt trade and stuff like that, because they needed those for the royals in their country, which was a fashion situation. But that's how they started trading the Russian blue Venetian glass beads in Alaska. Even though they're from Bohemia, those beads are from Bohemia, they still call them Russian blues because they dominated the trade on those for beaver pelts for fashion because they had killed all the small animals in our country. So anyways, it's just like more of that type of stuff that I'm really into that you guys probably are maybe not into, but it's very interesting to me. So it comes in a box set. I don't know why. I guess we got a lot to cover. And it was freezing cold. Yeah, exactly. So I haven't read these yet, but I am going to. That's next up on my list. But all the other books that I mentioned, I would highly recommend if you are interested. If you are interested in that kind of thing. All right, guys, I want to bounce off here. I hope you all have a wonderful, spectacular, amazing beading day. And I did add some more people to the FOC list, people who had posted. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for morning coffee. Bye, guys.